Hey guys, how's it going? Just doing a video on Harry. Harry's the Suzuki Boulevard C50, or otherwise known as a VL800C here in Australia. I think maybe the rest of the world, apart from Canada, they're called a VL800T, whatever it is. But as you saw, it's done 40,000 Ks now, and I've had quite a few people asking about, hey, what's Harry? You haven't been on Harry, and I'd like to see a review on it. So here it is, I'm doing the bloody review. Now, I'm not going to do a review, like a motorcycle review about this bike and those bikes, that type of thing. I don't have the knowledge or the experience with other bikes to do a comparison or anything like that. This video is just about me riding this bike for the last 40,000 Ks and the places that I've taken it, what it's done and what I think of it and all the additions. I won't go through all the specs. If you want the specs on the bike, just Google it. There's heaps of websites that will give you all the fine specs, but I'll run over just, you know, the fuel tank size and the bloody fuel economy on it, and a bit of suspension and comfortability and all that kind of stuff. Alright, and tyres. I've got the old set of tyres over there, which I'll show you. They've done about 31,000 on them. And the cost of tyres. Just the normal stuff that you don't really get out of a lot of the reviews. And I've got the ability to do that because I've had the bike for 40,000 kilometres. Alright guys, let's get into it. First thing that we're going to do is what's gone wrong with the bike in the last 40,000 kilometres. Well, not bloody much with the actual bike itself. The only thing that has actually failed on it is the drive shaft. When I was actually working out what type of bike, this was one of the selling points with it, was the drive shaft, because they're supposed to be, you know, you just forget them. You don't have to think about them. They last bloody forever. But this particular one buggered, and I actually thought that it was because of the shit, as you saw just on that bit of that intro, just some of the places that I've taken it, and that's just only a few of the places. I've done flooded roads up in Queensland, flooded roads bloody out the back here. Yeah, I've just put the bike through a lot of shit, so I thought that's why this failed. There's a little O-ring seal, and if it fails or breaks a little bit or whatever, water gets in into here, and it starts to rust over time, and then as you're changing gears and stuff, it just slowly wears it down until it starts slipping. And I'll show you a bit of footage right now, the sound that it bloody makes. Yeah, so there you go, it makes a nasty bloody noise. It just gave way, and that was it. There was no going. So we ended up bloody getting a trailer and taking it home, and I got it all fixed up. I think, I don't know, it might have cost me about 650. I'll put down the figure, so the proper figure, 650 I'm guessing. Yeah, so that was a real bugger. Now apparently someone has mentioned to me that it may not be how I treated the bike. It's actually possibly a factory fault with how they did that O-ring. I don't know, I haven't researched it, but apparently there's been other instances where that's happened. Hopefully with the newer bikes they've fixed that problem. The other stuff is just basically accessories, and when I've dropped the bike over, putting a hole in the cover, breaking the bloody the back rack stuff, just putting too much load, riding down dirt roads and shit like that. That's going to happen. So here's some footage of some of the stuff that's happened to it. Okay, Boulevard just went down. Right in front of Josh. Just pulled her off the road. How'd she look, Josh?
Oh, a few war wounds, but she'll be right, mate. We'll get it going.
Now, how'd it look me coming off?
Oh, that was bloody awesome, mate. I wish I had the camera going, because this way, that way, I thought it was going to take you out.
Fucking hell.
That was awesome.
She's got a leak. cracked the thing. We might be able to fix it. Boulevard down again. Sand. This time a twisted leg, knee, whatever it is. It should be all right though. 60 k's to get to Cameron's Corner, and then we'll assess it there. I'll most probably head home so I don't hold these guys up.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Soft sand. And we lose our best member of our team.
Well, as per usual, always something bloody goes wrong. I've got a problem. Oh, that thing that I fixed, you can see it here, it's totally snapped off, and now it's just jiggling around. And I've got this big ass. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's totally snapped off, which is holding that bag on there. So apart from that, apart from the shaft drive, the bike has not given me any trouble whatsoever. It has started every bloody time. Nothing's fallen off, nothing's come off, nothing's got clagged up, nothing's bent. Apart from when it's fallen over on its side. I've done that a few times actually. Me and Nay, where did we go? I think we're coming back from a trip up to Sydney. And so we went up to Sydney, which is, I don't know, what is it, about 1,600 kilometres, 1,800 kilometres up, and then coming all the way back. We did that. We went up there and actually we did the climb up over the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So we rode all the way up there, we rode all the way back. We actually, we were going to camp going up. So we carried our camp gear and sleeping bags, and we ended up moteling it all the bloody way. So it was a bit silly to cart all that stuff. But anyway, so we come all the way back home. We get back to the back gate of Naomi's place, which was over in Golden Square at the time. And we pull up, and I go to get off the bike, and of course I didn't put the bloody stand down, and hey presto, the bike goes over. Nay's on the back. She does a Superman bloody fly off into the nature strip. And that goes to show you, they always say that when you're getting close to home, that's when the accidents happen. Anyway, so yeah, it's been over on both sides. I think the fastest I've been is at 70 k's, dropping it in the dirt, and that's when I busted the crankcase or whatever case that is. But yeah, never had a problem with it. I'll just show you now. Bloody turn her on. And that's what it does every time. It doesn't bloody try to start, it just starts. Bang. Whee! Oh, the bloody mobile phone's going off. Hang on. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so what was I saying? Yes, I just started up the bike. Yeah, that's it. The tyres, I'll give you a closer look. So this is the front and the rear tyres. They've been out in the back. Alright, we'll get it to a nice clean spot. So hopefully you can see that. So rear tyre, obviously, front tyre. Now these tyres, they're Metzler's. Metzler something. They've done 31,000 and something. They didn't need to be actually changed yet, but I was doing the Great Australian Ride, so I wanted to get fresh tyres for that big ride. So yeah, they last pretty good, and that's a lot with you know, having the bike packed up with lots of gear on it. Most of the stuff that I was doing was the big trips, and having it packed up with all the gear. The rear tyre costs $350 fitted, and the front tyre is $290 fitted. And they're a great tyre. They're hard wearing. To me, I'm not an expert, but they seem to be grippy when they need to be grippy, and taking corners and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so to run down all the stuff that I've added to the bike. So it's the backrest, the back rack, the supports for the back rack, the saddlebag mounts. What else? Oh, the pillion floorboards. I'll just show you. So the bike actually came with just foot pegs for the passenger. So I got rid of those because I'm good to know. And I put some floorboards. They're Cobra ones, they're not OEM. They don't make OEM floorboards for the C50. I think the C109, which is the big 1800, they get floorboards, or you can buy the floorboards for that. The windscreen, that was an OEM windscreen, so I got that for it. I think. Oh, and the engine guards. So I got the engine crash guards, whatever you want to call them. They're not really highway. They're more of a, not to put your feet up on them. They're more of a protection for when you topple the bike, because I seem to like to do that. And that's it for the accessories. Obviously, I'll put little things like I've got a cruise control, 12 volt bloody socket on there. Oh, and I nearly bloody forgot the best part out of all of it was the seats. I changed the seats. Ugh. So that there is the stock seat. You see that? And then the stock seat for the passenger. And they were good seats. If you're wanting a bloody bike just to do breakfast runs or short stuff, those seats are fine. Me and Nate, we actually rode. Yeah, we did up to Sydney, and we used. So we first started with the stock seats, then we went and got the Airhawk. So that's the passenger Airhawk. I think the other Airhawk's on the Intruder for the main seat, and then we upgraded. We spent a lot of money and bought these ultimate seats, and I tell you what, they are fan-bloody-tastic. They're just like, it's like sitting in a bloody couch. And the real difference between getting a decent set of seats like this and having your stock seat or the Airhawk, or what I've found anyway, is that when you get a sore ass, you're on the bike and you get a sore ass, and then you get off the bike and you're walking around, you still have that sore ass. When you have these, after a long time, you're going to get a sore ass. I mean, I could be at the cinemas, bloody sitting in a nice comfy chair, half an hour and I'm getting a sore ass already. But with these, is that as soon as you get off that bike, no sore ass, it just goes straight away. So the seats, absolute best thing I did with the bike. So the tank on this holds 15.5 litres. I mean, it's a really big looking tank, but it is only 15.5, which is a decent amount of capacity for it. The best, and this is back when I first got it, when I was testing out the fuel economy and stuff like that, the best I could ever get was 280 kilometres out of that 15.5. As you know, look, it depends on how fast you're bloody riding it. Like like anything, as soon as you go over that magic bloody 100 Ks, you start really chewing up the petrol. So, and then you've got the amount of gear that you're carrying, or another passenger, and then you've got headwinds, and you put on a big bloody sail thing like that. I think that most probably adds to it. So the minimum I always bank on is 200 Ks. If I'm going somewhere that's going to be more than 200 Ks, I'll always carry something. Put a bloody Redican in the saddlebag, just as a backup. I've been caught before. I've carried petrol, but I've been caught before where I've had it was when I was doing the Rockhampton trip. It was a real hope to get up there in a hurry. That I'm doing, and don't tell the police, but I was doing 130k straight into a bloody headwind, and the petrol just bloody ran out real bloody quick. So so anyway, that's the fuel capacity. The suspension, I'll show you. Well, I can't actually show you the rear suspension because it's way in there. But basically, the back suspension, how the back works, it's on a linkage system. Has that one center spring, and then your shock absorber, your oil shock absorber in the middle, and that gives this a really comfortable ride. The front shocks are just your standard bloody springs in the oil, telescopic or whatever the hell they call them. Yeah, so from the suspension side of the bike, it is really, really comfortable. Out of all the bikes, and I'll just give you a run around. Yeah, so out of all the bikes, Max is definitely the most comfortablest bike. Then it would be Harry, then the Intruder, and then good old Charlie. From what I can work out, the reason for that is that Max is obviously set up for, you know, doing jumps and stuff like that, so it's got to have really, really good suspension. But it's interesting that Max's suspension is basically the same as what it is for Harry. The other two bikes, and I'll show you the Intruder, because you can best see it on that one, is that they have the suspension coils on either side of the bike. So having that center coil system and the pivot is obviously the better bloody suspension, and that's what the Boulevard's got. Yeah, so in my limited mechanical bloody know-how and motorbikes and all that kind of stuff, just looking at those different types of suspension and knowing what bike feels good. When I say comfortable, obviously Harry's a whole lot more comfortable than Max. But from a suspension point, and, you know, hitting bumps and stuff like that, Max is way more, because it just takes those bumps really easy because of the suspension. Anyway, what I'm saying is some of the terminologies that I've used for the bloody suspension that might be wrong for you guys that know, but it seems like that center thing and that pivot, yeah, it seems to make a comfortable motorbike. All right. What next? I've actually got a duck out. I've got to go and do a post office run. I'll come back to you a bit later on. And then tomorrow I'll take Harry out. We'll go out and have a bit of a run round. All right. All right, guys, I've got my bloody day job stuff done. There's not a lot more I can really tell you. I mean, apart from the obvious stuff, you know, it has disc brakes on the front. It has a drum on the back. You know, drums aren't fantastic, but you know, I can lock that back up. You know, coming into corners and stuff like that, the thing pulls up, no worries. You know, it's not a sports bike or anything like that, so you know, it's supposed to be a cruisy bike, just cruising around. But when you want it to bloody get up and go, it'll get up and go. It's a V-twin, 800cc, water cooled. It's got a wet clutch, 5 gears. That's really about it. I mean, it's got a handlebars. I'll give you a shot at the instruments, just so you're going to have a look at that. Okay, so the instrumentation is pretty simple. You've got an analog speedo, a digital fuel gauge, digital odometer, so it gives you the time. It also has your gear selection, and then you've got trip A, trip B, and then back to your odometer. I always have trouble saying that bloody word. And then up here, obviously, you've got neutral, your green light for neutral. You've got a temp light, that's your FI or problem bloody, holy shit, shit's going wrong, ah! Obviously, when I start it, that'll disappear. And then you've got your blinker bloody thing there. Oh, blinker there. And I presume, oh, there's me high beam down there. And I have the FI light down there as well. If that comes on, I've got trouble. But it doesn't come on. Anyway, we'll just start it up. There you go. Done bloody deal. Well, there you go, guys. That's about all I think I can think of to tell you without boring the bloody absolute shit out of you. The reason why I bought the bike was I liked the look of it. It was in my price range. And I'd had a good run with Suzuki with the other bikes. So this is the bike I bought, and then I just bloody added bits and pieces and accessories and stuff to make it my own, I suppose. I think most of the stuff that I put on there was just out of necessity anyway. But I suppose we get to choose what type of accessories, and you can do so much to bikes to make them your own, whether you put bloody stickers on them or whatever. So so that's Harry, me mate that I take on adventures with me. All right, guys. I don't think I can really tell you anything else, but I'm going to go in and have some tea, and then tomorrow we'll go out and have a bit of fun with him. All right, guys.
Hey guys, well it's the next day, and as I promised, we'd come out with Harry and have a bit of fun. I'm going to head out to a place called Mount Alexander. I'm just close to home now, and this is that little Twisty section that I like to come out on every now and then. So I'll put some music on and we'll just sit through these Twisty sections on the cruiser. Fellas, that's just going through the twisties. Nothing fantastic, but Harry enjoys going through them and he does them quite well. And that was basically just going through them just easy, not powering in and braking and powering out, just cruising through the twisties, which is it's fun to do. All right, I'll catch you a little bit a bit further on, and we'll get to some straight areas and see what Harry's capable of doing speed-wise and get up and go and all that kind of stuff. All right, guys, so I'm just going to come down here because I better not. What we'll do is from a standing stop to 100 kilometres an hour, just gun it, see how it goes. You get a feel for it, I suppose. I don't know, it's hard, when you're watching the video. But I'll do it on a level thing so we're not going downhill. And then as soon as I hit the 100, I'll then try and pull it up as quick as I can. Who knows what'll bloody happen. I don't normally do this shit. Alright, so we're in first. And no cars. Let's go. That's 300! Oh, and I've got to pull it up real bloody quick. Whew. There you go, pulled up. It got all a little bit intense for me. Get in the gear, all right. Fucking hell. So I don't know what that proved, but I don't know. When you want to give it to it, Harry will go. Fourth. Oh, T intersection, bring her up, and bring it up. Yeah, look at that. Cool bananas. All right, so that's that part of it done for you. Get around this corner. What are we in? Third. Click it back to second. Turn off the blinker, and just go, all right, let's go. Whoops, 130, slow down. This is not the area to do 130. I'll try and pick and choose where I do little things like that, especially in areas like this. We've got a lot of driveways, and we have blind corners with driveways on the other side, so as well as we think it's pretty cool and I know we can do it here, it's all right. It only takes to go around a corner, someone coming out of a driveway, and you're hitting bloody, 100, 130 or whatever. Yeah, that's it, game over. So I try and be as safe as possible. and I'm thinking about other people. It's one thing to bloody take myself out, but you're normally taking someone else out or causing them grief and stuff, so I always think of that. Alright, I'll make some tracks and catch you a little bit further on towards this Mount Alexander. Alright guys, we're going to get Harry going up a bit in speed just in this section. I know it's a quick, safe bit before we get to the mountain where I can't do it. So we're in 5th gear, here we go. Building, 130, 140. 150, and I'm going to back it off. Bang. So there you go guys, that was 150. I've had Harry to 160. So Harry will actually, I think he best likes to sit at 110. That's his comfortable cruising speed. He doesn't feel like he's, pushing it, and he'll sit at 110 all day, every bloody day. But there's hundreds of k's of stretches where, I've sat at 120, and I've even done the 130 for 100 k's. I don't continually do that. I don't think that's the best thing to be doing for the bike, let alone for the speed limit. But he'll sit on those particular speeds. Anything after that, and you're just pushing the absolute crap out of the bike, and that's just, my eyes is pretty bloody stupid. All right, there's Mount Alexander. You might not be able to see it, but you see some towers. It's not a very big mountain. It's nothing fantastic. There's a nice little spot. We'll pull up and we'll make a cup of coffee, enjoy the scenery, and most probably close to the end there. All right, guys, catch you. There it is over there. If you can see it. You see that? That's an apple orchard, the Harcourt apple orchard. Now this is, I'll show you another little thing with Harry. See that? Not a problem. Let's wait for some of these cars to go. So while we're here, I'll just, because I haven't really touched on this, apparently they class Harry as the Boulevard C50 as a mid-size cruiser. Should watch what I'm fucking doing. This is a busy little intersection sometimes. So I was saying that, yeah, it's a mid-size cruiser. It's an 800cc, but the thing with the C50 is they've made it bloody look big. When we get up the top of the mountain, I'll show you what I mean and how they've actually done that. Because I get a lot of people when they come over and talk to me when I'm on trips and stuff, they'll say, oh, what's that, a 1600 or something like that? And I go, no, it's an 800, and they're always surprised. And I'll show you a bit further on. I'm actually looking around like a crazy person. But one reason is, why it's really good, is like I can do this shit. Go around, up and down bloody bits and pieces, because Harry's only 270 kilograms in weight. So I have no trouble, doing this, manoeuvring the bike you know, down through the gravel. Oh, put my bloody foot down. Foot out. And look, even here, look, let's do this. Whoa! I think we bottomed out there. But you try doing that with an 800. I know some guys out there are going to go, yeah, I can do that. But that was another selling feature for me, was the size of the bloody bike. Oh. Oh. No cars. You can't come past a bloody orchard without grabbing an apple. Come on. I'm sure they won't miss one apple. Beautiful. Oh. All right, we've got lunch. I've got coffee in the bloody in the saddle bag. Let's not skid on that stuff. All right. Thank you. All right, a little bit further on. The apple orchard all busy. All right, Mount Alexander, here we come. All right, guys, so I'm now at the turn off. Look at all the sheepies. I'm now at the turn off over here to go up the hill. I'll most probably run this camera all the way up, and I'll more than likely just put it in fast motion going up there. It's not far up. So Mount Alexander, I don't know how high it is. As you can see, we have TV antennas or whatever else bloody they do. Don't know any information about it. I don't think there's anything special about it. It's just one of the bigger mountains around Bendigo. So this is actually close in between, well, it's actually Parcourt. Or it most probably be about 30 k's out of Bendigo. It's a nice little spot. Here's Cruz up here, jacking back. Just enjoying the ride. So this is those, the big antennas. I'm sure there's bloody communications and TVs and radios and whatever the bloody hell else. So we'll just come down here. I'll pull the bike up. Oh, there's a bit of a drop off. Hey, poof, ah. Hey. See, Harry's not scared of dirt. Not scared of dirt at all. Oh dear. Let's see. Might. I don't think I can get up that. Might scratch the bottom of Harry going up there. So we'll go around here. Oh Jesus. This is oh, Max Country. Oh jeez. That one's been having a oh come on, I can do that. Jesus, what are you talking about? Oh. There you go, so not a bad spot. All right. Bloody beautiful. See you in a minute, guys. All right, guys, so we're up on top of Mount Alexander. You can't see much at the minute. We're going to go and have a cup of coffee over here. I'll take you down there. There's a nice little viewing spot over there with good views. So, as you saw in that footage, you know, Harry can get up and go, and it can take those twisties. You just saw then, it can do off-road. It just doesn't like the sand. Harry does not like sand. Now, I was saying before, it weighs 270 kilograms. It obviously weighs a little bit more now that I've got extra bits and pieces on it, but it looks like it's a big bike. But it only weighs 270 kilos, and the way that they've done that, being able to make a big bike weigh so little, is that most of this is plastic. So that's plastic there, all these side bits of plastic. Obviously the frame, the pipes, the engine, all the main components are steel, but all these other little cowlings of the tank's metal, all that back guard and all these chrome bits, they're all plastic. To look at the bike, you don't know. So yeah, when people come up and say, "Oh, is that a 1600 or a bloody, something?" I go, "No, it's an 800." And then you start tapping all the things, then they go, "Ah." All right, guys, I'm yabbering on now for the sake of it. Let's go and have a bloody cup of coffee. As I always say, cheapest coffee on the road. Got that on. Let's go. All right, so we've just got a bit of a walk through here. All right, now just for the last bit. See if we can get down into there. Oh, look at that. Is that not a bloody great view? Oh. I've never actually managed to come here. I've always thought, shit, I'd like to get here on sunset or sunrise. Never managed to do it, just to see what it would look like. I should do that one day. And I'll give you a quick buzz around. Whoops! Just tricking. That's what it looks like down there. Bit of a ways to fall. Alright, coffee time. See what I've got in my magic bag of tricks. Bottle of water, some gas, pot, adapter, bit of coffee, bit of sugar, and it's not windy. Actually, I thought it was going to be bloody windy up here, so I thought I'd bring that, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Pour it out. Got my magic little stove. Ha! I didn't bring a spoon. Oh well. It's alright, we can work with that. Put it on there. Stick that about there. that cooking up. Bit of sugar. Bit of cappuccino. Make sure you put the rubbish in your pocket. That's it. Doesn't get any better than this, guys. And you know what? It's just around the bloody corner. It's amazing how many places close by. I mean, we travel so far to go and see things. And there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of little things like this that are close to you. I mean, I can't talk for everywhere, but you know, from my experience, that's what it seems like. Obviously, other places and other countries are different, but you know, if you look hard enough, or just travel around, turn down a road that you see and go, I wonder what's down that road. You just might be surprised. I'll just show you over here. I've never seen anybody doing it, or I don't know whether they used to do it, but you can see, I'll show you. So here you can see indentations in the rock there. I reckon what they've used to do is, and then you can see another one a bit further down. I zoom in on it, see that there? I reckon what they've maybe abseiling, like rock climbing and stuff like that. Actually, I wonder if there's a... Oh, there is. Look at that, dickhead. Where is it there? Yeah, obviously a tie-off point. There's actually there's other sides to this. Obviously, it's a mountain, so it's got lots of sides. There's lots of walking tracks to other places like this, and I haven't been to them all. There is one that I've walked to, but the walk to get there is a bit of a bloody hike. And I've always wanted to get the bike there because it's kind of like, it's like this area here, but I know I could get a bike out there, and I reckon I could get some good bloody shots of the bike there. All right, this coffee, this bloody kettle's boiling. I'll sit you guys there. Can you see everything? Excellent. Well and truly boiling. I'll turn that off. Where's my thing? Ah, beautiful. And in there. Shit, I've got to find a stick to stir with. This should do the trick. It's a green one. It smells like eucalyptus. I love eucalyptus coffee. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Watching me bloody oh shit, that was hot. Fucking hell. Boring you with this shit. Give that a good bloody stir. Look at that. Oh. Oh. Good shit. Well, there you go, guys. We'll bring you over a bit further. Well, there you go, guys. That's the review of the Suzuki Boulevard C50. Harry. I hope it was informative, entertaining. I don't know, whatever. I hope you got something out of it anyway. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do a full-on bloody review and technicals and all that kind of shit because really,
You know, like I keep saying, pick a bike that you like, and you'll love it. I mean, this whole review is biased because I bought that bike. You know, I started riding it, started liking it, and then I did some adventures, and then he became my mate, and you know, you just get attached to things. Yeah. So anyway, there's a bit of insight. All right, guys, I'm going to finish this cup of coffee. Just chillax, enjoy the moment, and I'll catch us in the next bloody video. All right, guys, keep on riding. You wouldn't reckon, but motorcycling is actually good for your health. Oh, look at that! Is that not a happy sight? Check that out.